Okay, so I guess what I wanted to start with is why do so many college age Americans fall so deeply into debt as a result of college?
Well, if the purpose of college is to go and get a good job, then they're failing pretty miserably at it. And the exchange in value that's happening, I don't believe is fair because a college education right now in a private school is $250,000 for 4 years. In a public school, it might be half of that, but it doesn't matter. You're going to be carrying a bag of debt for the rest of your life or for a long, long time. And it's delaying people from moving on with their life and getting the kind of jobs they want, the life that they want, and making decisions like getting married, buying a house, and so on. All this affects the economy greatly.
How did we get to the point where high schoolers felt like going to college was their only option and their only path to success in this country? I mean, I graduated high school myself in 2003, and myself, all of my friends, pretty much everyone I knew who was my age went to college. That's because that's what you did without a clear focus.
Right, exactly. And that's the trap, is going and incurring that much debt and spending that much time without a clear purpose. I'm not against higher education. I believe everybody ought to be lifelong learners, always trying to learn more information. But we started something here in the United States called No Child Left Behind. And it basically almost dictated to the schools and everyone else that, the student had to be ready for college, go to college, and imply that they were a failure if they didn't go to college. In fact, most of the wealthy people that I know didn't go to college or very limited college because they didn't get burdened with that concept. But there's this massive social pressure, massive pressure on parents even. They feel like failures if they don't provide college for their kids. And yet, if the goal is a good job and getting a way to make income for a lifetime and grow, college isn't always it. I mean, I go over this in detail in my free book, The College Myth, Why You Shouldn't Go to College If You Want to Be Successful. And, that's covers the whole subject. But there's so many issues going on. If people were trained for jobs that were knowledge worker jobs, and the internet came along, and all of a sudden, all those jobs got shipped overseas. The real value jobs today are things that need to be done here, trade skill jobs, various manufacturing jobs. These are jobs that people earn a great wage and can get started almost immediately without the debt.
I've read a lot of statistics about STEM being something that if you are going to go to college, that should be focused on science, technology, education, mathematics. Yet there's such a small fraction of college students that actually go into those majors in college. So if someone is going to go into college, why do you feel like so many are choosing paths that don't lead them down a good career track once they leave college?
Well, there's several reasons. One, we got to remember that colleges are businesses too. They're selling a program. They make it look like, we're going to make it hard for you to get in. You need to climb over the wall to get in and, pass all these tests. But the reality is they want your money as much as any other business. So you need to stop and have the discussion with yourself and hopefully with your parents or family or whoever's supporting you in these decisions. Why am I going to college? What is my expectation of learning from college, and what am I going to get out of it? What am I going to be able to apply in the marketplace? What is going to be valuable? I just interviewed a guy the other day that graduated from a big brand name 4-year college, has the debt to go with it, and right now he's delivering pizzas, okay, because he doesn't have the job skills, even though he has a degree, and this was a marketing degree, and he didn't have the experience. So you need to get the experience in these different fields. You need to be realistic about why you're going to go and spend that kind of money. And the reason right now the colleges charge so much is it's easy to get the debt. We just went through a huge housing bubble and bust that destroyed a lot of families. And the reason that the prices went through the roof is because anybody with a pulse could get a loan. And that was a government decision to push that kind of money out there because they said everybody ought to own a home, and it was disastrous. Same thing's happening with college right now. People are being pushed into signing loans. It's easy to sign for loan. No big deal, right, at the moment. Get the money, pay the money, you owe it until it's paid. That is a ball and chain. Don't do it unless you know what you're getting out of the deal. And that's where they're not fair on full disclosure. And you need to look into where are the jobs, where are the future opportunities. I will tell you that there's a lot of opportunities in the trades right now, and those are great jobs where you're not trapped in a cubicle for your whole life. So, again, I talk about all this. I want the families to talk about this. Download a free copy of my book, The College Myth, Why You Shouldn't Go to College If You Want to Be Successful, and at least have the conversation. And it's available free at thecollegemyth.com.
Gene, how soon will we feel the ramifications of this on our economy in a broad sense? Are we there yet? Is it coming? Is it going to be a slow trickle? Because if we're having all of these people who are in their 20s to mid-30s at this point that are saddled with debt, you have to figure that's going to have far-reaching ramifications for the entire economy.
It's got it now. First off, there's $1 trillion in college debt. If you do some research, it was just recently reported that there's even seniors, people that are at retirement age, that are carrying college debt forward because they went back to school for a marketing degree, to an MBA, whatever, and it did not equate to dollars in their pocket. I'm not against higher learning. We should all be learning and improving ourselves, but you need to know that the equation works. It's affecting the economy now because people are not buying cars at a younger age. They're not getting married at a reasonable age. They're putting it off because of this debt. They're not having children. They're not buying houses. All of this affects the economy now and will affect it in the future. And on top of that, the jobs that we didn't encourage people to get, the education we didn't encourage people to get, which is trade skills jobs, those jobs are going wanting. We're even importing some people from overseas to do some of those jobs. But those jobs are paying well. In fact, I just saw a study in Idaho where it showed lifetime earning at different educational levels. And they had high school, some college, master's degree, and then it was an electrician, journeyman electrician, actually more than making someone with an MBA, and only above them were people with professional certificates and so on. That is the kind of inequity that's going to happen because of the graying of America. There's more and more people that are leaving the trades because of age, and yet the need to rebuild America is there. So, again, I don't come up with just pointing out problems. I offer solutions. It's in the book. It's also available at instanttradeskills.com. So those are some of the solutions that I'm trying to offer.
Gene, what would you say to those who would argue that, okay, perhaps you would not get the same financial benefits in the short term if you went to a traditional four-year university as opposed to someone who right after high school was an apprentice, let's take your example of the electrician, and went down that path, they were making more money right away. But I've heard a lot of people argue that you are better socially and you are better as a well-rounded person and you learn how to take care of yourself from going to a four-year university. So take the financial aspect out of it. Would you agree that there is still some benefit going to college for that?
Well, I think there's, anytime you're involved, socially or learning new things that interest you, it has value. It's just that this is an expensive place. College is an expensive place currently to grow up. It's not like what it was for our parents. This is an expensive place to grow up. You can go join the Peace Corps. You can go work overseas somewhere. You can travel. You can do so many things for a fraction of this that will probably provide you more life skills and make you a whole lot more interesting person than I just went to XYZ and got my degree. And by the way, I'm delivering pizzas because I don't have any real skills.
Gene, this is great. Is there anything else that you want to add? That does it for my questions.
Again, I'm so passionate about this. I'm giving away the book free. Please go download a copy at thecollegemyth.com and share it around. have the discussion, have the open discussion with your family before you get hooked into the debt. It's right for some people. It's wrong for a lot of others. Make sure you make a wise decision. That's all I'm asking.